In the worldwide war against crime, there are men and women trained to sink their own identity in the international underworld. They work alone, in danger and in shadow, unrecognized by friend and enemy alike. They are the operators of the almost legendary Ghost Squad.
All right, wait a minute.
You all right, sir?
Of course I'm all right. Why shouldn't I be all right? Where do you get that?
Your house has been robbed, sir. Didn't you know? Look, I'll show you.
But that's not mine.
Not yours?
There must have been some mistake.
But, Mr. Snaith, I caught him red-handed.
That's not my money, I tell you.
Snaith had been robbed of a fortune, but he denied it was his. The case was referred to the Ghost Squad.
There's £3,000 in that briefcase, Craig. Much more than Snaith earns in a year.
And he denies he knows anything about it.
Of course. Snaith's an engineer with the Barnell Safe Company. That money was a bribe.
Which means somebody wants the details of a new safe.
Exactly. Recently, Snaith's been working at the Henley Nuclear Research Center.
The British version of Los Alamos. What was he doing there?
Helping to install a new safe for the storage of radioactive materials. He was the engineer in charge.
He was? Well, that makes it more than an ordinary bribe.
Give me that file, Winters.
Yes, Andrew.
This is the London CID report on Snaith. He lost his wife last year, took up with a blonde. There was a gold watch, a car, heavy overdraft at the bank, and all on $2,300 a year.
And suddenly 3,000 pounds are found in his briefcase.
Right after installing a safe in one of the tightest security centers in Britain.
Sir Andrew, is it true that they're developing a neutron bomb at Henley?
I don't know anything about that, Winters. But I do know that safe could contain secrets of an incalculable value to the enemy.
So the next thing will be an attempt on the installation.
Seems a logical course of events, doesn't it?
What do you propose to do, sir?
I want you to go down to Henley this afternoon. I want you to go over their security arrangements with a microscope.
The head man at Britain's most secret research establishment was Professor Wallace. Getting in to see him was like getting into Fort Knox. Professor Wallace is expecting me.
A pass, please, sir?
I don't have a pass. The interview was arranged only an hour ago. They told me to bring my passport.
I'm Mr. Craig calling on Professor Wallace. Yeah? That's right. Well, it all checks. Right, thanks. This is an emergency card, sir. Keep it together with your passport and show both when challenged. I'll get a guard to take you over.
Right.
Oh, escort Mr. Craig over to Professor Wallace's office, will you, please?
Yes, certainly. This way, sir.
Oh, Mr. Craig, come right in. Betty, see if you can rustle up a cup of tea, will you?
Right away, sir.
Oh, welcome to Henley. I'm sorry you'll bring me such alarming news.
I'm sorry too, Professor, but there it is.
Yes, I've had military security on the phone. They're saying to install a new safe immediately.
Quite right, too. This thing could be picked in 5 minutes.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, isn't this the safe that man Snaith built?
Oh, good heavens, no. That's just for office papers. No, he built something much more secret inside the contamination area. I'll take you over there later.
Thank you. Oh, then I've got orders to check the whole of your security arrangements.
Oh, well, I'll see you get every help. Now, tell me, if this man has been bribed, have you any idea who's behind it?
No, we can't get a lead. The police can get nothing from Snaith. Oh, they'll be watching him day and night, of course.
I hope he'll give himself away.
Yes. But the next move will be here at Henley. Somebody wants what's in that safe, and they'll try to get it.
But that's quite out of the question. They couldn't get in here.
Are you so sure?
Positive. The workers are screened and checked regularly. Nobody gets in without a pass. Nobody gets out without one.
What about a simple burglary?
10 feet of electrified wire, police dogs, a day-and-night security patrol. No, this place is impregnable. Well, you'll see that for yourself soon enough.
Don't you ever have visitors?
Certainly we do. We've some today. Visiting scientists, doctors, senior newspaper correspondents, people of that sort. The applications all go through military security. They're screened in every case before we issue a one-day pass.
What about fake papers?
Not a chance. We change the wording week by week. Now, you want to see the safe?
Yes, please.
Right, well, I'll take you over when we had our tea.
What happens if I want more air?
This knob here controls it. Turn it that way and you'll get more air at once.
Right. Could someone get into the room where the safe is without wearing one of these protective suits?
He'd be a fool if he tried. The least he'd get would be bad radiation burns. Might even get a fatal dose.
Could anyone handle the baratium without protection?
If he was exposed to it for too long, it'd kill him. Are you ready? This is the safe over here. Specially built to contain baratium.
I'm no physicist, Professor. What exactly is baratium?
A new element with the highest atomic weight yet known.
Is it so important?
It's unique. If you wanted to make a neutron bomb, this would save you 20 years of blind experimenting.
Giving us a good idea of its military value.
Exactly. It's overwhelming. Hello, John. This is Mr. Craig. Mr. Craig, Dr. Bree, my chief assistant.
How do you do, sir?
Pleasure, Mr. Craig. Professor Wallace told me you might be coming in.
Mr. Craig thinks there might be an attempt to steal our baratium, John.
Couldn't happen, Mr. Craig. Nobody could get in here.
You've got a good security setup, Doctor. I'm impressed.
Well, I hoped you would be. Meanwhile, I'll see the night guard is doubled, and we'll start building a new safe immediately.
Fine, but you can be sure of one thing. If this does mean trouble, you'll know quickly. These people will strike fast. Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Craig.
You'll want this back.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Over by the window, sir. Thank you. Good day, sir.
Thank you.
Professor Wallace, please. Well, the professor will see you later, sir. First, you're booked to see his personal assistant, Dr. Bream. You've just missed him, but I'll get someone to take you over.
Ah, thank you.
Craig, what do you make of that setup?
Well, they're first-class dedicated people, Sir Andrew. Maybe a little out of this world, but they're scientists, not detectives, and we can depend on them.
Right. Now, I want you to take the whole of their security drill to pieces.
It's already in hand. They've doubled their guard. They're not taking any chances. A new safe is being installed. Anything fresh from Snaith?
Of course not. Well, then he's admitting nothing. I know that type. He talked for money and nothing else. He won't even know whom he talked to.
You've been most helpful, Professor. Dr. Bream has shown me a great deal. Your research for medicine, your work for surgery, your deep ray treatment.
Well, I thought it was the side that most interests your readers.
Indeed, I was most impressed. I shall devote one article in the series to what you're doing with fertility in the soil, how you can advance the crops.
Oh, good. You've been given full details of this.
Oh, my pockets are fairly bulging with handouts.
Oh, good. Monty?
Thank you, no. Professor, as we're a church newspaper, we mustn't be biased. I mean, if I present only the peaceful side of your work, I shall be subjected to strong criticism. We do come under fire from time to time, you know. Do you think I might be permitted to look over the whole of your installation?
May I see a security pass again?
Of course.
Yes, you've been fully cleared. I'll get Bream to take you over to the contamination zone.
Thank you.
Bream, take the Reverend Felling over to the main research area, will you?
Very good, sir.
You can show him the new experiments with the brought in.
Certainly.
Tell me, has anyone else produced this stuff?
No one.
So its scientific value,
Immense.
and its war potential,
Well, it's so grave it doesn't bear thinking about.
and that small crumb of material, that's all you have?
It's all anybody has. Now, the first stage of this experiment is to isolate.
A most fascinating visit. Good afternoon. Goodbye.
Oh, leave me your pass, please, sir.
Oh, you know that'll be rather difficult. I realize just now I've lost it. How very careless of me.
You sure, sir?
Positive, I think.
Well, then I'll get a search started.
Oh, is that necessary?
Oh, I'm afraid so, sir. You can't leave here without giving a pass up.
But we may never find it, if I've lost it.
Oh, I don't know what we'd do in that case, sir. I'll refer it to Professor Wallace.
Ah, well, let me have one more look through my pockets before we bother the professor.
Isn't Bream back yet?
No, sir, he's still showing that clergyman around.
He's taking long enough about it. Look, I want him urgently. Put out a call.
Right away, sir.
Calling Dr. Bream, Dr. John Bream. Please report to Professor Wallace urgently. Calling Dr. Bream, Dr. John Bream. Please report to Professor Wallace urgently.
Oh, how very stupid of me. I never use that pocket.
Oh, that's a bit of luck, sir. Everything's all in order.
Tell me, do you always keep these passes?
Always, sir.
Oh, well, goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Keep that brute away from me!
He's all right, sir, when he's on the lead. Don't worry.
Sorry, I never could stand dogs.
I won't worry.
I suppose I'm to blame. I should never have left them alone.
Don't blame yourself, Professor.
Blame myself. He has 2 children. The older boy is only 15.
Here's the pass he left at the gate. I saw this man when I left. I remember him by the dog collar.
And who is he?
A fairly well-known cleric who edits one of the largest religious newspapers.
Living in the north, staying at the Royalty Hotel. Get them on the phone, Craig, see what you can find out.
Right. Hmm. 6-1?
6-1.
Royalty Hotel? I'd like to speak to Reverend Anthony Felling. The management office. Yes? What? Really? What hospital? Thank you.
Anything wrong?
He was found dead in his room a half hour ago. The body's been moved to the Central Hospital.
Good Lord. He must have carried the broad him next to skin for it to have killed him that quickly.
You better come with us, Professor. We may want you to identify him.
That's not the man.
Not Felling?
It is Felling, sir. He was identified by the hotel management. Apparently he was well known to them.
Sir Andrew, the guard at the main gate said this man was reluctant to give up his pass. It must have been faked, and he didn't expect he'd be made to leave it behind.
Let me see. Yes, you're right, Craig. He must have removed the real photo and pasted his own on top of it. Look there, there's a rough edge. What was the cause of the Reverend Felling's death?
That's the extraordinary thing about it. He was poisoned. He appears to have taken an arsenate solution in his after-lunch cup of coffee.
Craig, quickly, down to the Royalty Hotel. Find out if Felling had a visitor at lunchtime.
Reverend Anthony Felling? I've known him about 3 years. He always stays here.
Can you tell me if he had a guest for lunch?
No, not for lunch. Another clergyman met him after lunch. I was on the desk here when he came to ask for Mr. Felling.
What was the time?
About 1:30?
Do you happen to know what time the visitor left?
Yes, I saw him going out through the main door about 2:20.
Would you recognize the man again? Is this the man?
Yes. Yes, that's the man, all right.
It's quite obvious what happened. He worked out a very ingenious way to get into the research center. And in order to get a pass that he could then fake, he was prepared to commit murder.
2 murders. Don't forget Bream.
He made one mistake, Sir Andrew. He worked out how to get in, but he never thought he'd have any difficulty in getting out. It never occurred to him he'd have to give up a pass with his own photograph on it.
And that's where we get him. I've already been on to Scotland Yard. They've taken the photo, they've blown it up, and they've circulated it to every port, airport, and police station in the country. If he hasn't already got out of Great Britain, he's going to find it mighty difficult.
There's another point, sir. Baratium is intensely radioactive. I suggest a Geiger check at customs barriers.
I've already arranged that, and a check on all passengers' luggage.
Suppose he carried the stuff out of here in his pockets, Professor.
He wouldn't carry it for long.
You mean it would kill him?
Direct exposure for over 24 hours would be fatal.
Well, he's either a fool or a fanatic.
No, he's certainly no fool. He used the tongs to take the baratium from the safe. Now, he'll have taken precautions against radiation.
Well, he'd need a lead-lined box of some sort. Was he carrying anything like that?
No, only his Bible. Well, there's nothing more I can tell you. I hope you get him. I'd worked with John Breen for 15 years.
Yes, I know how you feel. Well, why don't you go home, Professor? Try and get yourself a little sleep if you can.
You will let me know.
But of course we will the moment we have any news. Good night.
Good night.
You know, Craig, if that man has any sort of organization behind him, that Baratium is well on its way out of England by now.
With consequences we don't dare think of.
Our only hope is that he may be a freelance operator. In that case, we can catch up with him before he gets the stuff out of the country.
If we only knew where to start looking.
Morning, sir. What can I... It's you. You've changed. I hardly recognized you with all that hair.
It's a changing world, Braun. Sometimes it's better not to be recognized.
So you've done another job. What is it this time?
That's my business. I get the goods, you pass them on. That's the arrangement, isn't it?
As you say. Where's the specimen?
On your bench there.
Here, I can't see nothing.
Careful, you! It's very small. It's in the cloth there.
Oh, this? You go to all the trouble to send this? You're making the joke.
I never joke, Braun. You should know that by now.
What is it?
A new steel alloy I'm sending to Warsaw for analysis.
How did you get it?
That's not your affair.
Did you bribe someone? Steal it? Or is it blackmail like me?
Are you going to cooperate or not?
I do it for you now 5 times. When does it stop?
Let's say it stops when your 2 sisters and their families get out of Warsaw safely. Now, are you going to do it?
Yeah. I'm making shoes for Luchovac now. 18 pairs.
Put it in the green pair.
Oh, these are already finished.
So what?
Now, the block, that is like the toe here, is paste, you understand? Now, this is paste, especially. It sets very hard. Now, I put the paste between the lining and the toes. That makes the block for the ballerina to stand on her point. You see? Now, the specimen I put in the block before it sets, but in these green shoes, the block is already set.
You can take the block out and put a new one in.
But then I would have to take the shoe to pieces and start again. No, this is not my way. This is not Fedor Braun's way. Besides, there's another thing.
Go on.
These green shoes are special order, Luchovac. Wears them for the first night in Warsaw.
I know that. What of it?
What of it, my lieber friend? Tamara Luchova has danced since she was so high. She's a prima ballerina assoluta. You think even I could hold it from her? She puts on the shoes and she knows at once, even a small thing like that.
Don't worry, Braun. She's not going to wear them.
Please?
Those shoes will disappear before the fancy ballet reaches Warsaw.
Oh, this is terrible. The dance will be ruined.
My patience is running out.
Take another pair, the pink ones. Oh, look.
Eventually, you're going to do what I say. Or would you rather certain steps were taken in Warsaw? Your sister's daughter, perhaps? The 12-year-old Bertha, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
The green shoes?
Yeah.
When?
Now.
Immediately. Those shoes must leave London with the Ferenczi Ballet.
They will be ready.
Good. Watch that stuff. It's very, valuable.
Don't worry. I keep it here in the snuff box. It's safe.
Everything's safe. Goodbye, Braun.
Oh, Craig, there's one thing we have overlooked. How difficult is it to get clerical collars and black shirt fronts, too? Do you have to prove you're a clergyman?
I shouldn't think so.
How many stores sell them?
Oh, dozens, I should think. What do you call that black shirt front?
Oh, I looked it up. It's called a rabat waistcoat.
Rabat waistcoat.
It's like an ordinary waistcoat or vest worn back to front.
Fastened by tape.
Yes, that's right. There's also a thing called a slipstock. It's like a small triangle of cloth a parson wears if he's going to keep his coat buttoned.
That's right, Winters, that's right. Well, now we know what to look for. Slipstock. Yes? Yes, Wilson here. Yes, Blade. Ah, that's very interesting. Yes, it might well be. Thank you. That's a Scotland Yard fingerprint report on the tongues found in the decontamination room.
I thought he was wearing gloves.
On the job, yes. But after he'd taken off the special clothing, he must have touched those tongues with his bare hands.
Are they sure the prints are his?
They tally with the ones found on Snaith's windowsill.
What? Then whoever bribed Snaith stole the money back.
Yes, now we know the sort of man we're dealing with. This is no dedicated type. He's out for all the money he can get, and he doesn't object to murder.
Are his prints on record?
No. I'll get Scotland Yard to comb every shop that sells clerical attire. Will you tackle Snaith? Tell him he's been double-crossed. See if that'll make him talk.
Right.
Get me Scotland Yard, please.
Why don't you talk, Snaith? He double-crossed you. You owe him nothing.
I tell you, I've committed no crime.
He has. He bribed you, then stole the money back. That's a crime, isn't it?
You can't trick me. You can't make me talk. I've done nothing, I tell you.
He paid you for the information. That makes you an accessory, not just a robbery, but to murder. And that's what we're going to get you for, Snaith, murder. This is our man, isn't it?
That's him, all right. But he didn't wear a dog collar.
I concentrated on Snaith, the man who built the safe. But meanwhile, Sir Andrew Wilson tried another angle. Scotland Yard sent plainclothesmen from store to store to trace the mystery man who'd been buying clerical clothes.
Barbarian.
All right, here. The Geiger check's on every front page in the country. It's pointless to continue it. Once he knows that every piece of luggage leaving the country is being Geiger checked, he'll find some other way of getting the beryllium out. Yes. Yes, Wilson here. What? Oh, excellent. Yes. Yes, let me have that address, please. Yes. Right. I'll get a man down there at once. Thank you.
Any luck?
Yes, they found the shop that sold the clerical outfit and the dates fit.
And that's the address?
Get down there at once, Craig, will you?
Yes, I remember this face. Not a good likeness, though, is it?
You served him. When?
Well, let me see. He bought a slip stock and a collar. It must have been 10, 12 days ago.
You're sure?
Oh, yes, I remember particularly, because I just served Canon Woodley, and he told me this joke about the young curate who took his first service at Pentecost. Very funny, actually. You see...
Can you tell me anything else about him?
That's what I was telling you, wasn't I? Actually, when this other customer came in, I told him the joke. But he didn't seem to catch on at all, as if he'd never heard of Pentecost.
I see.
Very curious, I thought.
Have you seen him since?
Oh, no, he hasn't been back.
Well, did he pay by cash or by check?
Oh, cash. We don't accept checks.
Did he tell you anything about himself? Where he lives? Where he was going?
Well, as a matter of fact, I know where he went after he left here.
You do? Where?
Well, it just so happened I was curious, and I watched him go down the street. Let me show you. There's a shop down there, sells theatrical shoes. Bronze. Do you see it?
Yes.
Well, he went in there. I decided he must be an actor.
Thank you. Good morning. I wonder if you could help me. Do you recognize this man?
A parson?
You know him?
The last time I saw a parson was when I was being married. My wife is dead 20 years.
Well, this man is not a parson. Now is the face familiar?
Not familiar.
Take another look. Are you quite sure?
Sure, I'm sure. Why do you ask these questions?
He was seen coming in here, Mr. Braun. What did he want?
Go away. Stop bothering me.
He's a wanted man. Did you know that?
You are from the police. How often have I to tell you, go away? Go away.
Look, Mr. Braun, what are you trying to hide?
I hide nothing. I've never seen the man before. Oh, madame, this is an honor.
Oh, nonsense, Fedor. I was passing this way and I thought, my shoes. So at once I stopped the car. How are you, my friend?
A touch of grippe, but otherwise.
Oh, Fedor, what a pigsty. Why you never clean up, huh? Never mind. You saw me this season. I am dancing better than ever.
Swan Lake, I saw, but I...
Did you see Les Selfies? I was magnificent. Unfortunately, that pig of a conductor nearly ruined it. Did you see Les Selfies?
Well, no, Miss Luchovek.
Idiot! That picture of Lucille, a witch. Look at those feet. Oh, where are my shoes, Fedor?
Here. 18 pairs.
Oh, wonderful. Fedor is the finest shoemaker in the whole of the world. No one makes ballet shoes so good. These are green ones for Dark Sacrifice. You, come here. I like my premier danseur to be tall. Does Fedor make your shoes?
No, you see, actually,
Oh, why not? Make him some, I insist.
Madame, he's not a dancer.
Not a dancer? Then what are you doing here?
Well, Miss...
Never mind, I don't want to know. What a waste of a good body. Fedor, I must try these
No,
shoes.
madame, please.
What?
Madame insults me. For 10 years you buy these shoes, and now you want to try them first? No, I won't have it.
Of course, Fedor. You are the maestro shoemaker. Don't be cross with me. Oh, you've been drinking.
Just a drop of brandy. I feel better for it.
I drink only lemon juice and hot water. One day when I retire, I shall drink only champagne. All day.
The day Madame retires will be the end of the dance classique.
True, there are no more Luchovacs. What is your name?
Oh, my...
Oh, never mind. I'm going to Warsaw for 3 weeks. But then I'm returning to London. You may escort me to my car.
Craig, what's your impression of that old shoemaker?
I think he was lying. But he's an old man, he's got bad eyes, and he's certainly not well. Could be that he'd forgotten.
Well, I'll have that shop watched in case the phony parson turns up again.
Well, I can't figure out what he wanted from him anyway. Certainly not ballet shoes, that's for sure. Guess who I met down there?
Really, I've no idea.
Tamara Luchovac. Never seen her?
Craig, what time do you think I have to go to the ballet?
Well, I'd go every night to see her. She's coming back in 3 weeks.
Really?
I got kind of a broad hint I'd be welcome to call around.
Well, the way this case is going, 3 weeks from now, we shall still be looking for that murderer.
Mr. Braun?
Yeah?
Oh, 3 trunks to the night ferry.
Oh, yeah. These 2 are ready.
You all right, Governor?
Don't worry, I'm all right. Pain in the chest.
Oh, well, I'll be back for the others in a minute. What's the matter, Governor? You ought to see a doctor. Come on, I'll give you a hand.
No. Sure they get off for tonight, all right. They got to get to Warsaw.
Yeah, now don't you worry about that. Come on. I'm going to get you a doctor.
Oh, is that the lab report?
Yes, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. How the devil? This is Dr. Sutton. Give me the police. Yes, at once.
Good morning, Doctor. My name's Nick Craig.
Oh, yes, they told me to expect you. Well, there he is, but I'm afraid there's nothing much we can do for him. You know, it's quite extraordinary. We couldn't believe it at first, almost as though he'd been burnt by an X-ray machine. How can a man who makes ballet shoes be exposed to massive doses of radiation?
Is there any chance he'll get better?
No, I'm afraid not.
Mr. Braun, can you hear me?
Mr. Craig, his mind's gone.
Try again, Braun. Where did you hide it?
Polizei. Grünen Schuh.
Did you say shoe?
Yeah.
Please.
No, it's no use. He's dead.
Did you hear what he said? The grüne Schuhe. The green shoes. He had bad radiation burns on his hands, so he must have handled the stuff.
Nothing there, sir. Sir?
What have we found?
The tins.
It's the paste he used to reinforce the soft toes of the pumps. When it hardens, it's called a block. It's spread in a half moon between the inner lining and the toe of the shoe. Well, there's nothing there now.
Well, maybe he hid it in there for a time, sir. There's not much activity, though.
Maybe. Carry on.
There's nothing here, sir.
Why don't you take a look upstairs, Jim?
Right, sir.
Do all his customers have their own lasts?
Yes, sir.
That's cost a small fortune.
Not really. Ballet shoes only cost about £1 a pair, but they don't last very long.
Oh, you've been reading up on the ballet, have you?
Just general interest.
Interest in a certain Hungarian ballerina?
Look at this, sir.
It's part of a shoe.
The block, the paste after it's set, and part of the lining.
Why should Braun cut a finished shoe to pieces?
Sir Andrew, we know Braun had radiation burns. We know he handled the stuff. That paste shows slight radioactivity. So what's the conclusion?
He hid the baratium in the paste inside a ballet shoe.
In a shoe that was being sent abroad with the Firenze Ballet.
The Firenze Ballet's got hundreds of pairs of shoes.
But how many are green?
I have no idea.
When I was here the other day, Tamara Lachovec had ordered 18 pairs of shoes. Only one of them was green.
Where's the Firenze Ballet gone? Warsaw?
Yes, sir.
Come on, Craig. We've got them.
From The Hague? What about the others? Yes, I've got that. What time does the curtain go up? 8:30 Warsaw time. That's 7:30 here in London, right? Thanks.
Well?
Tamara Luchovac and all the other dancers flew from London this morning. They're rehearsing midday. The curtain rises at 7:30 our time.
That's a little over 4 hours from now. What about the shoes?
The wardrobe and props are traveling by train. They left The Hague yesterday.
That's here.
Are they going via Berlin or Austria?
Berlin.
What time are they due in Warsaw?
5:30 our time. 2 hours from now.
Well, Berlin to Warsaw is all of 300 miles. They must have passed through Berlin 4 hours ago.
They'll be well into the Eastern Zone by now.
And out of our reach. If only we'd known earlier, we could have had them stopped at the West German customs.
There's a plane to Warsaw within an hour, sir.
It's a 3 hours flight, Craig. You'll be too late.
No, sir. There's a chance. Tamara doesn't wear the green shoes till Dark Sacrifice. That's the last ballet on the program.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Then there is a chance, Craig. 1 in 1,000.
I figured on Cudlett not trying to get the shoes till after the show. But I could be wrong. With the baratium over the border, he could move any time. Maybe he'd even caught that Warsaw train.
What's that station we've just gone through?
Don't ask me. All these names look the same. Twist.
Oh, it's still another 2 hours to Warsaw.
Twist.
You're optimistic. I've never known a train be on time on opening night. Stick to. What's for you, laughing boy?
Twist. Good. At this rate, this trip will cost me a week's salary.
Well.
Excuse me.
Charming.
Nice travelling companion, I must say. Hasn't opened his mouth since we left Ostend.
Much to your disappointment, I'm sure.
Don't worry, dear. It's not my type.
No, darling, that makes a change. Twist.
Winters, get me the photos on that Rome case, will you?
Sir Andrew?
Yeah?
These files of ours, they look like ordinary books, don't they, to people just glancing at them the first time?
Yes, well?
But they're hollow inside. I've been wondering about the Bible the clergyman was carrying in Henley.
Of course, that's how he got the baratium out. It was a hollow Bible and probably lead-lined.
Mightn't he use the book again, sir, when he gets the baratium from the shoes?
Quick, get London Airport. We must get a message to Craig on that aircraft. Tell him what we suspect.
London Airport, please.
I want to get something out of that basket.
This is baggage compartment. Private. You should not come here.
There's something in there I want.
Then you wait. Soon Warsaw. What's the hurry?
Bye, Will. Oh, stick. Bye, Rob. Bus.
Warsaw. 4 hours, 20 minutes.
Come on,
late.
girls, tidy your hair.
Hey, clean me, 21.
I do not care what the reason is. I will not be rushed. Who can change from the skin out in 2 minutes? I need 20 minutes, darling.
I know you usually have 20 minutes, Miss Luchovac, but we're already running late.
So what am I supposed to do? Change in front of the electricians because you're running late? Who gave me this dressing room anyway? From the stage it is 10 miles. I'm a racehorse, maybe? It will be a disaster tonight. I feel it here. Where are my shoes, Maria?
Hair first, dearie.
Oh, yes, of course.
And don't worry, you'll be marvellous.
1 minute, please, Miss Luchovac.
1 minute, he says, with a dressing room on the moon. By the time I get to the stage already, I'm exhausted. Oh. Maria, where are my shoes? Quickly. Oh, I hate this long hair.
Oh, it's very dramatic. Now, foot up.
Thank you.
What's this starting? Dark Sacrifice?
Yes.
What do you want?
I've got to see Miss Luchovac.
No visitors backstage during a performance. Would you mind leaving, please?
Listen, Luchovac's in danger.
Oh, is she now? Well, don't worry, sir. We'll look after her. If you...
Where is she?
Hey, Bill!
Let go. I tell you, Luchovac's in terrible danger.
Is this what sort of danger?
I haven't got time to explain, but you mustn't let her go on that stage.
But she's on now. Crazy or something?
Get her off.
Hold it.
Ring down the curtain.
She'll be off in a minute.
Miss Luchovac, remember me. It's urgent that I talk to you.
Oh, the tall gentleman from London. You came all this way to see
Please.
little me.
Fedor Braun is dead. A tiny piece of baratium concealed in the toe of your shoe killed him.
You must be drunk.
Look, take off those shoes. I'm not crazy and I'm not drunk. I'm simply telling you you're in terrible danger.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chervak. He broke in here.
You mustn't wear those shoes. Every second you wear them, you're in terrible danger.
My cue.
Please.
There's no danger, darling. Go and wait in my dressing room.
Hold him. Okay, you win. I'll wait in your dressing room. That's for Breen. And that's for Braun.
I hear the shot. What happened?
I can't talk now.
Oh!
Look, I can't get involved with the local police. I gotta get out of here before this guy comes to. Now take off those shoes, quick.
No, it's all right. These are not the ones.
What?
There they are.
Apparently, as soon as she put the shoes on, she knew something was wrong with them. She refused to wear them. She danced in an old rehearsal pair.
That's remarkable.
Oh, she's quite a gal.
Oh, what's that?
2 tickets for the Firenze Ballet for tomorrow night. She's back in London. And you're going with me whether you like ballet or not.
Mr. Craig, you saw me this evening, yes? At last. Tell me, was I enthralling?
Wonderful. Oh, I have a gift for you.
For me? Darling. Oh,
Oh, this is my chief, Sir Andrew Wilson.
Ah, but you are a great ballet lover, I can tell. Such intelligence. What did you think of me?
Enchanting. Better even than when you danced it in Leningrad.
Oh.
And the placing of your arabesques at the end of the Grand Pas de Deux.
Yes, they were perfect.
But I have seen your fouettes crisper.
Oh?
I think perhaps the conductor misjudged the tempo of the second act, made you force them.
You are right. The man is an imbecile.
Not very good.
Not very good. We must discuss this further.
Perhaps over a little supper somewhere.
Oh, how charming. But first, come and meet some of my friends. Andrew, yes?
Timona Lechovak was some girl, all right. But obviously not for me.